When I first saw that clip of Seth Marks at Chelsea Piers, a chill ran through me. You know that feeling when you witness something so genuine it cuts right to your heart? That was it for me. In a world of filtered smiles and carefully scripted Bravo moments, here's this dad, raw and real, laying it all out. And I promise, by the time I'm done, you'll see why everyone is still talking about him and why his approach matters more than you might think. I want you to feel this story, not just hear it. Picture a golf range bathed in soft New York morning light, the clink of golf balls echoing off steel beams, and a son shifting uncomfortably as his dad Seth tries to bridge a gap. That gap isn't just about golf swings or awkward small talk. It's about love, acceptance, and what it truly means to connect. Now let me break it down for you. First, let's talk about why this matters. In so many shows, dads are side characters or punchlines, the clueless dad, the distant dad, the strict dad. Rarely do we see one willing to sit down and ask hard questions, expose his own heart, and risk looking foolish. Seth did just that. And that vulnerability? It's how he built a bridge to his son, Brooks, a bridge none of us saw coming. Think about the last time you sat down with someone you love and felt totally exposed. Felt like your chest was on the table, beating loud enough to hear? That's what Seth did. He asked Brooks about his sex life. Boom, right there. Not because he's nosy. Because he wants connection. Because he saw his son so vulnerable, so human, that he knew the only way forward was to go all the way in. And if that doesn't tug at your heart, I don't know what will. Now, let me peel back another layer. Seth isn't just connecting with one kid, he's making moves to connect with both. After Brooks's golf scene, we get Chloe. Chloe, who's stepping into her own world, dating guys, testing her boundaries. And there's Charlie, this bad boy date she brought home. Seth's face lit up with recognition. He sees himself in that kid. And he doesn't shy away. He sits down, talks life coach dreams, shares about a bi roommate, jokes about being pansexual. And you feel it, this man is willing to cross lines, bend norms, just to show up authentically. Let me break down the pillars of why Seth's moments are so powerful. 1. Vulnerability. 2. Curiosity. 3. Love without conditions. If those were bullet points in a manual, they'd read, vulnerability is strength, curiosity breeds understanding, unconditional love transforms lives. That's basic, right? But how often do we practice it? Seth practiced it on national TV, in real time, unfiltered. I want you to imagine your own dad or the father figure in your life. How many times did he sit you down and ask you, tell me about your heart? Or tell me about your dreams or fears? If you're lucky, maybe a handful. Seth gave us 2 scenes and made them count. He reminded us that the biggest risk you take in love is showing up fully. And the biggest reward? A connection deeper than any golf swing or dinner date. As I watched the episode, I felt my chest tighten when Seth said, I don't want your heart to get crushed. It hit like a punch. Because isn't that what every parent fears? Watching the people they love stumble, break, and rebuild? We see Seth pleading, oddly worded, sure to be the kind of dad Brooks feels he can turn to about anything. And for his daughter, he wants to be that safe space too. That's parenting in 2025, not perfect, not polished, but open. Real. Messy. Beautiful. Here's where it gets cinematic. Picture a slow zoom on Seth's face as he speaks. You don't see it, but I want you to feel it like a movie. You hear the wind off the Hudson, the distant city hum, and then Seth's soft voice confessing he wants what Meredith has with Brooks. That's a moment we never see on reality TV, a man admitting jealousy over a mother's bond with her child, and turning that into motivation to be better. That's dramatic gold. Let me break it down again because this is important. He admits jealousy. He reveals fear of losing connection. He transforms both into action. And that action? It's pure love. Not the showy kind. The take your heart and hold it kind. By now, you might be thinking, okay, that's sweet, but why should I care? Because what Seth did isn't limited to Bravo or parenting. It's about being human. It's about risking embarrassment so you can build something real. It's about saying the words, even if they're awkward or weird, because the silence is worse. If you've ever held back for fear of ridicule, Seth just gave you permission to speak up. And there's more. Remember when he casually dropped that pansexual line? It wasn't a headline grabber, it was part of genuine inquiry. He was learning, asking questions, stepping outside his comfort zone. It's a blueprint for any of us trying to understand someone else's world. Don't just nod along. Dive in. Ask. Listen. Grow. Right here, Let me break it down one more time for everyone who wants to deepen connections. Admit your own fears. Ask the uncomfortable questions. Listen without judgment. Share your own story, warts and all. Repeat. Do that, and you'll transform any relationship. Dad, friend, partner, doesn't matter. Now, let's talk about the climax of Seth's storyline. We've felt the tension build, awkward golf, heart-to-heart with Brooks, the boundary-pushing chat with Charlie. Then comes the reveal, Seth, joking "don't tell my wife," about being pan, laughter all around. And in that laughter, we feel relief. Acceptance. Pride. It's the crescendo of a story arc that began with tension and ended with communal celebration. Pride, in every sense of the word. Here's the kicker, Bravo aimed to showcase the next gen, but Seth became the unexpected hero. Not because he's perfect, but because he's human enough to admit flaws and brave enough to learn. That's the real reveal. The big twist isn't that a Bravo dad can be cool, it's that vulnerability is the ultimate cool. By now, you're probably feeling something, maybe inspired, maybe teary, maybe itching to call your own people and say, "Hey, let's talk." That's the power of Seth's story. It's a call to arms for connection. Will you answer? Before I let you go, I've got to ask, if this moved you, if you've ever wanted a father figure like Seth in your life, hit that like button. It helps this channel keep spotlighting moments that matter. And if you haven't yet, subscribe because we're just getting started. Drop a comment with your own awkward but love-filled story. Let's build a community where we celebrate messy, real love. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that it's okay to be awkward, to ask hard questions, and to love louder than your fears. I promise, the world needs more Seths. And more of you stepping up to be vulnerable, curious, and brave. So here's my final thought. In the grand story of Bravo, Seth Marks didn't just make an appearance, he wrote a new chapter on what it means to be a dad. A chapter on reaching across gaps, on making mistakes, on learning out loud. And if a dad on reality TV can do it, so can you. So go out there. Reach out. Speak up. Connect. After seeing Seth's journey unfold, I couldn't shake how simple acts can reshape everything. A single question, a heartfelt confession, a willingness to learn, it all added up to ripples of change across a family and a community. Sometimes, we think big gestures are needed to show we care, but Seth showed us that honesty and openness, even when they feel awkward, carry far more weight than any grand display. Think about your own circle, friends, siblings, partners. How often do you skip the tough talk because you worry it might feel embarrassing or forced? Seth reminds us that those talks, the ones where your voice trembles but your heart is steady, are the bridges that bring us closer. And yes, they might feel clumsy at first, like fumbled golf swings or stumbling over words, but that's part of the beauty. Those imperfections are proof that it's real. So here's a quick list for you. 1. Pick one person you love and ask them 3 honest questions about their dreams, their struggles, or simply what they need from you right now. 2. Share one personal truth you've kept inside, something small but meaningful. 3. Promise to listen without fixing, without judging. And if you think this only applies to families, think again. Bosses, teachers, roommates, any relationship can benefit from a dose of Seth's style. Be curious, be vulnerable, be unwavering in your care. That's how you change lives. Before you go, I just want you to commit to one action today. It could be a text, a call, or even a quiet moment together. Do it today. And when you do, come back and tell me how it felt. Hit subscribe so you don't miss when we talk about your stories next. Ready? Let's keep building bridges, one awkward but honest conversation at a time.